Now let me close all the windows that we used in the previous kind of section. So we only need the task service for now. And you can see that when we scroll down, oh, now that I see it, we can also remove that injectable if you like. If you want to keep that as a reminder, it's fine. So if you like, go ahead, delete it, but I will keep it. Okay, so now here in get all tasks, we return a task item and we simply return this tasks. So the instance is exactly the same. So later on, someone could use the return or the returned object from that get all tasks here from wherever just to manipulate that tasks array. Now what we could do, for example, would be to return a read-only array. So instead of return task item, we could go ahead and use the read-only array of type task item. Let's save it. So now we return, like you can see this already, right? A read-only array. So someone would not be able to push in some new elements. Now just remove the array brackets here. We don't need those because we already defined a read-only array, right? He will handle this stuff on its own. Now what we also want to do later on, or our next section, will take care of observables. So reactive extensions. So right now I will change this add task method body here from containing this task push to use concat instead. So let's switch it over. This dot tasks equals to this dot tasks dot concat, and then we just put in a new item. So if you don't know what concat is, concat simply means something like append. So what happens here is that concat appends a new task item to the array and then returns the entire array. This is why we set the value equals to the tasks field. Okay, so now there are two kind of issues in our application and we want to take a look at them now. Let's visit our app, and if I go ahead and try to delete something here, let me just click on delete for all of those, you can see that they are not disappearing, right? But if I switch back to another page and then come back again, you can see they are gone. Now the same happens like if I add something new, go to the mall, you can see when I hit add, nothing happens. But once I go back and come here again, you can see go to the mall. Well, what's that kind of magic which is going on here, right? And it's just because we replace the array each time we remove something from it or add something to it. And this is simply because concat and filter, both of them, return new arrays which are for sure placed in a different memory area than the original one. However, the component is still referring to the original old one. So the component doesn't know that the address to the array has changed. And the component expects the array to be updated already at the original address. So it won't receive the updates in the end. Okay, just to get that clear in easy words. When we start the component, this tasks array here is at a specific memory address. And every time we use concat or filter, we return a new array. And that one is now allocated or saved at a different position inside of your memory, and therefore the connection does not work anymore and only works if we update and load the component new, because then for sure the memory address will get updated. But that's not the desired behavior that we want, right? We want to have the freedom to replace the array with a new one as we need it without adding a bug to the component, right? So next up, we talk about reactive extensions, observables, and behavior subject.